Hi, my dear students. We are very lucky, we are very fortunate, we are very glad and happy to make studies in that subject which is related to nature, which is related to God, which is related to our lives, which is related to our food and our existence. That is nothing but biology. Bios means life, logos means study. Biology is study of life, study of living organisms. So what are the living organisms? There are of different kinds, from primitive to the most advanced ones. You see here, virus. This is though an entity, it is considered as an entity, it is between living and non-living organisms. This is also studied under biology. Bacteria, they are studied in biology. Mushrooms, fungi, they are also studied under biology. Likewise, plants, primitive plants to highly advanced plants, their importance, their kinds, their economic importance, everything is studied in biology. Animals, they may be wild animals or domestic animals, and more than that, human body, human organs, human diseases, all aspects related to human life are being studied under biology. That's why I have told you we are very lucky to enter into this subject. This is concerning our lives. This is concerning the factors which are responsible for our food, for our oxygen, for our survival. So don't forget that biology is more important than any kind of education. Very interesting subject, a very useful subject. We can understand ourselves, we can understand what are the different organisms which are useful to us and which are harmful to us. So I think that you will show a lot of interest towards this subject. Let us start the first lesson. So that is cell, the basic unit of life. So this, though it is the second lesson in your subject, cell, the basic unit of life, I feel that if you understand this, understanding the remaining biology subject will be very, very easy for us. So what is the cell? Why it is the basic unit of life? So why it is called structural and functional unit of life? We are going to see in the next slides. You see here. So first of all, I am showing you a wall. You know that this is a wall. So every building is made up of number of walls. Yes or no? See here itself you can see a number of bricks are there. All bricks together make one wall. Many walls make a building like that. So every plant, every animal has these brick-like structures. Here bricks are visible to us, but the bricks of plants and animals are not visible to us. We have to see them under a microscope. For example, you see here, this is a part of the tree. This is the trunk of the tree, stem of the tree. So here a bark is removed. Bark is split open. Inside you can see white part. We call it as a cork. If you cut that cork into thin slices, just like potato slices, and observe under microscope, you can find honeycomb-like structures. Honeycomb-like structures. Those honeycomb-like structures we call as a cells. Actually, Robert Hooke discovered this cell, he called them cell because each cell is looking like a small room, so he called them as cella. Now we call them as a cells. So in the same way, in further you have experiment on this. If you take an onion and onion peel means the uppermost part, the thin peel, if you remove and observe under microscope, you can find a number of cells. You can see many cells are there. It is unimaginable. We have never thought of them. So many cells will be there, and you can find they also have wall. They have something inside. Some dot-like structures are there. We call them as nucleus. So in the next slide you see this is the cheek, inner, from the inner walls of the cheek. If you rub and remove some thin skin like structure and observe under microscope, you can find cells under microscope. That means onion, trees, cork, bark, cheeks, your hands, your face, your eyes, your nerves, your blood, everything consists of smaller units called. Let us study what is that tiny unit of the life of all plants, of all animals, how it looks, what are the different parts within it. So a very interesting thing. So here a ground plan is given, a schematic diagram of plant cell, so that we can understand it better. If we understand the outlines of the cell, we can understand the detailed structures and their functions later. First of all, you see, so this is this yellowish line, the outermost layer of the cell, we call it as cellulose. Actually we call it as cell wall. It is made up of cellulose. Why here a cellulose cell wall is mentioned means in fungus and bacteria cell wall is present, but that is made up of other substances. That's why here cellulose cell wall, the terminology is used. So inner to the cell wall, a thin membrane is present. We call it as a cell membrane. We call it as a cell membrane. So outermost layer is cell wall. Inner to the cell wall, cell membrane is present. Inner to the cell membrane, a fluid substance, a jelly-like substance, a semi-solid substance is present, that is called cytoplasm. Cytus means cell. Plasma means substance. The cell substance. Actually, the major part of the cell is nothing but cytoplasm. Cytoplasm. So, outermost layer is cell wall. Inner to the cell wall, cell membrane is present. Inner to the cell membrane, cytoplasm is present. However, the most important part of the cell is nucleus. So, this is nucleus, a large spherical structure which is called the dynamic center of the cell or headquarters of the cell or the brain of the cell, with a lot of information regarding the past, present and future. So that is nucleus. So cell wall followed by cell membrane is followed by cytoplasm. Cytoplasm contains a large spherical structure called nucleus. These four important parts are there. With respect to plant cells, a very big structure is present, that is called permanent vacuole. A permanent vacuole is present. This vacuole contains excessive amount of water and salts and mineral ions. So this is a characteristic feature of the plant cells. So we studied cell wall, cell membrane, cytoplasm, nucleus, then a very big permanent vacuole. Besides that, another characteristic feature of all plant cells is the presence of green colored structures called chloroplast. So color means green. So plast means a kind of organelle. Chloroplast, those are the photosynthetic organelles of the plant cell. So besides that, lot of mitochondria are present. Lot of mitochondria are present in the cell. They are the respiratory organelles. So we shall study them in detail in the next slide. So here you can see typically the ground plan of the plant cell consists of cell wall, cell membrane, cytoplasm, nucleus, permanent vacuole, chloroplast and mitochondria. So next we can go into details. Plant cell anatomy. Plant cell anatomy. So here we have already studied the outermost layer is the cell wall. You see here that dark green color cell wall is present. So cell wall consists of some tube-like or connections with other walls of the adjacent cell called plasmodesmata. So inner to the cell wall, the second part you see, that's yellowish part that we call as a plasma membrane. This is a 3D structure, so we have already understood what are the different parts. Here in the 3D structure, you can understand further better. So first one is cell wall, the dark green colored one portion. Second one is plasma membrane or cell membrane. And so this is the third one is, I have already told you, inner to the plasma membrane or cell membrane, cytoplasm is present. Cytoplasm is a fluid jelly-like substance. And fourth part I would like to discuss is vacuole. I have already told vacuole, it is the largest part of the plant cell. Vacuole is surrounded by a thin membrane we call as tonoplast. See, vacuole. So vacuole consists of inside a watery substance called cell sap. Then it is surrounded by a membrane called a tonoplast. It is just like a plant cell is surrounded by cell membrane. Vacuole is surrounded by one thin membrane called tonoplast. So first part is cell wall, second part plasma membrane, third part cytoplasm, fourth part vacuole. Now I would like to show you fifth part, very important part. So this one, chloroplast. So inside chloroplast, thylakoid membrane, starch grains are present. Those things we will study in higher further other classes in other videos. So chloroplast, it is the photosynthetic organelle. It is the organelle which provides food to the entire world. So the entire world, the entire biosphere, all living organisms from bacteria to the human beings, they are getting food because of that chloroplast. Chloroplast absorbs sunlight, water, carbon dioxide to prepare food for the entire remaining world. And also besides that, it releases oxygen into the atmosphere. You understand? So chloroplast, an important organelle and characteristic feature of green plants. So first part is cell wall, second part is plasma membrane, third part is cytoplasm, fourth part vacuole, fifth part chloroplast. Sixth part is mitochondrial, it is a respiratory organelle. Chloroplast releases oxygen, mitochondria absorbs oxygen. Just like we have lungs for respiration, the external respiratory organs, lungs we have just like that. Every cell has, especially aerobic cells, has a mini mitochondria. Mitochondria decides the lifespan of the cell, the lifespan of a person also. Even the personality of a person also. Mitochondria, so important. Singular is mitochondrion, plural is mitochondria. So, cell wall, plasma membrane, cytoplasm, vacuole, chloroplast, mitochondrion. Seventh part I would like to show you is nucleus. I already told you the dynamic center of the cell. The dynamic center of the cell, the brain of the cell, the headquarters of the cell. So it consists of nuclear pores, just like it is a spherical structure. So with a lot of pores all over, microscopic pores, under electron microscope, they can be seen. Nuclear envelope, that is a covering, just is a covering of the nucleus, is called nuclear envelope, and a small spherical structure within the nucleus is called nucleolus. So nuclear pores, nuclear envelope and nucleolus, they are present within the nucleus. So first one is cell wall, second one is plasma membrane, third one is cytoplasm, fourth one vacuole, fifth one chloroplast, sixth one mitochondria, seventh one nucleus. So eighth part is endoplasmic reticulum. Around the nucleus, a network of some structures is present that is called endoplasmic reticulum. See, centrally nucleus and nucleolus are there. Around that nucleus, here you can find endoplasmic reticulum that has ribosomes that prepares proteins and lipids and that supply these to the different parts of the cell. So next one is Golgi body is there. So Golgi body, Golgi vesicles, we call them as Golgi apparatus. So this one secretes substances for the construction of the cell wall. So this Golgi apparatus we will study in detail in other videos. So here, so that is the Golgi body. So ninth one is ribosomes. So endoplasmic reticulum consists of ribosomes, rough endoplasmic reticulum, and besides that, the ribosomes may be freely available in cytoplasm. Also, ribosomes are the chief protein preparing factories. Protein synthesis is mostly done by these ribosomes. So endoplasmic reticulum may be rough endoplasmic reticulum with ribosomes, and without ribosomes, smooth endoplasmic reticulum is there. So next one is some cytoskeleton is present inside the cell. So those we will study in detail in animal cells. So some cells have peroxisomes and lysosomes are also present. So overall you can see cell wall is there, plasma membrane, third one is cytoplasm, fourth one is vacuole with tonoplast, fifth one is chloroplast, that is photosynthetic organelle, sixth one is mitochondrion, that is a respiratory organelle of the cell. Seventh one is nucleus with a nuclear pore, nuclear envelope and nucleolus. So next one is Golgi apparatus, 11th one is Golgi apparatus, and 9th one is ribosomes, protein synthesizing factories. Ribosomes are the minute structures, so where protein synthesis occurs. Next, 10th one is smooth endoplasmic reticulum, that is meant for a lipid production. Finally, 13th one, filamentous cytoskeleton is present. Cytoskeleton that is of different kinds. Those things we shall study in the other videos and in other classes. So here, to understand the cell, so one mind map is given. Plant cell can be divided into cell wall and a protoplast. Protoplast can be divided into cell membrane and protoplasm. protoplasm can be subdivided into cytoplasm and nucleus. Then cytoplasm consists of water, number of inorganic and organic substances with a number of organelles, nucleus, two membrane structures, that is mitochondria, chloroplast, and one membrane structures, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, lysosomes, and organelles without membranes, we call them as ribosomes and cytoskeleton. Once again I will show you this. So overall structure of the plant cell can be divided into cell wall and protoplast. Protoplast can be divided into cell membrane and protoplasm. Protoplasm, outer cytoplasm, inner side nucleus or nucleoplasm. Cytoplasm in turn it is a jelly-like living substance in which water, non-living substances, inorganic substances, organic substances, and different kinds of organelles. Organelles, again two membranous organelles, they are mitochondria, chloroplast, single membranous endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, lysosomes, and organelles without membranes, ribosomes and cytoskeleton. So we have studied different aspects. What is the basic structural and functional unit of the cell, that is functional unit of all living organisms, that is unicellular to multicellular organisms, that is the cell. So what are the different parts in the plant cell? So we have studied from outer to the inner side what are the different parts. So after listening this video, I would suggest you to write down important points, and also if you get any doubt you can you can type those doubts under the comment box. Dear students, here you can understand how to draw a diagram. First you have to draw outlines with a pencil. So next hexagon is to be drawn, that is followed by parallel lines inside. Then so we will show microfibrils in the cell wall, that is made up of cellulose. So after this video you can practice this. So inner to that a blue line is being drawn, that indicates cell membrane or plasma membrane. So this is a very large sac-like structure that is called vacuole. Here I am drawing the nucleus with endoplasmic reticulum all around. Already pencil outlines I have drawn. Over that I am using the sketch pens. So if you use different colors it appears very nice. I have drawn a nucleus and a nucleolus. Here a chloroplast. The next one is mitochondria. You see how to draw this. So after that one lysosome is drawn. These are ribosomes, and ribosomes on endoplasmic reticulum are also being shown. So these yellow dots indicate cytoplasm inside. So inner to the vacuole we can indicate the water and salts. After this we can write labels: cell wall, plasma membrane, nucleus, nucleolus, endoplasmic reticulum. Here means endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, ribosomes, lysosome, chloroplast, cell sap, and vacuole.